Hello, good morning folks, this is Steve here. I just want to do a quick review of the film Bohemian Rhapsody. Not yesterday, the day before, I actually got round to go and seeing it. And when it first started, it's just an amazing film. Let's be realistic. If you think you get a documentary about their lives, forget it. It's not a documentary, it is a Hollywoodized film. It's got like a storyboard running through it, but it's got a script. But put that aside, it was very important to me because I was born in 1966. I believe Night at the Opera came out in '75, and that was Bohemian Rhapsody. But Queen weren't just a normal band in Britain. It's fair to say, they were woven into the fabric of British society. When they were doing the gigs after Live Aid, they were absolutely huge. They could fill football stadiums, rugby stadiums. They were massive. Also, what they were world famous for was all the partying and the stuff like that, and a lot of that went on. And the film was very tasteful in that respect, where it sort of just touched on it. It didn't sort of go into it deeply. What I did like about it, it explored Freddie Mercury's loneliness, his homosexuality, his relationship with Mary Austin, which was good. But another thing it didn't go into, which I find quite surprising, was South Africa. That was a year before Band Aid, and it didn't mention that at all. But on the whole, it was a very, very enjoyable film. The music was second to none. It felt like you was on stage with Freddie Mercury, and it was just so well done. And it was just mind-blowingly, to put it bluntly. It's definitely going to see it just for that. It's very, very funny. That they sort of played it for laughs. And all the actors were brilliant. You had to, when you saw that Rami Malek, you had to keep double blinking to make sure it weren't the real Freddie Mercury. If you think you're going to see him die, again, forget it, because it only goes up to the Band Aid gig in '85, I believe it was. Because I've got friends actually who was there, and I used to work with a guy. I lost touch with him now, I must admit, but he was actually at the big Band Aid gig. And he said the best thing in that gig was Freddie Mercury, but they absolutely blew it away. And he said it's the only time he saw Mercury on stage. And he said you had to be in the audience to really appreciate the genius of the man. He's arguably one of the greatest frontmen ever, and his voice it could cut you in half. It was just out of this world. And unfortunately, I think they're only on stage for about 15 minutes, but he said it was mind-blowing. And but I had to watch it on TV, unfortunately, so I can't remember the situation, but I couldn't afford to go anyway. I could have, and also if I remember rightly, the tickets sold really quick, but that was out of my price range, I'm afraid. Plus, I was a metalhead by then. But yeah, on the whole, it's a very, very good film. But I just wanted to warn you now that if you go, there's nothing. What got me as well about it. When they do these things on Queen, you always make out Freddie Mercury was the guy who was the wild child of the band. He wasn't. There were other members of the band doing drugs as well. It weren't just Freddie. And it sort of, they put it all onto Freddie. And that, the guy, he loved the party. That's how he lived his life. And, fair play to the guy. And, I'm not going to criticise him or anything. But, on the whole, it was really, really good. 2 hours well spent. I would go and see it again, but I'm going to wait till it comes out on DVD. I probably will buy it if it come out on DVD. Well, it will come out on DVD next year. The guy's Rami Malek, I think his name was. Cause I remember him because he was in the Pacific, and I think he's getting nominated for an Academy Award or for an Oscar, well deserved. But yeah, all in all, I'll say a great film. But as I say, if you're going there to get a documentary, read a book. Buy a good book and read it, 'cause you'll get more information out of that. It's just sort of a story, if you like. That's the best way I could describe it. With a touch of historical references about the band, which are true, but that's basically what you're going to get. You're not getting a documentary or anything like that. I hope you've enjoyed this little review. It is 5 to 8 in the morning. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I didn't get round. I had other distractions, and it's a football weekend because England take on Croatia tomorrow. So I've got stuff to do, but I think I've got another film coming up Monday. But take care, folks, and have a great weekend wherever you are. Bye.